podcast, Volume 4. This is the 4th one today.
Woohoo!
We're excited. It's going to be dark soon. Yeah, 5:15 is going to set to, which is great.
It's only 4:50.
Yeah, but 5:15 is when the sun sets.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we need to be done by 5:15.
I don't know. We'll get done when we're done. Well, yeah. Well, does that light work?
No.
Okay.
It's burnt out.
We have to be done by 5:15. All right. So we're talking about the sleep cycle, circadian rhythm, all that good stuff. Because I've been trying to figure out, this is my dilemma. I want to stay up late and play video games, but I also want to get up at 4:30.
Why do you want to get up at 4:30? To do your running?
Because I've been lazy.
Oh.
And I need to get up. And because I have to leave for work by 6:30. But I feel lazy. I need to get up early to get my ass out of bed because it's been sleeping too long. So I'm trying to figure out the very tight window if I can accomplish both goals and only survive on 6 hours of sleep, which I think I could do.
Have you tried it? What happens when you only get 6 hours of sleep?
So when I was getting up at 4:30 before, I was going to bed at like 9:30 to 10.
Yep.
And that was fine.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it's just me being lazy. I honestly think I pull my phone up, I look at it, I'm like, get the hell out of here! I'm not getting up this early, and I put it back down.
No.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So what are you trying to do now?
So I'm trying to get just enough sleep to where I can function from 4:30 till 10 every day.
From 4:30
a.m. till 10 p.m.
Till 10 p.m. And how's that going?
I don't know. That's why we're talking about this, Kelly. So, circadian rhythm is basically what, Kelly?
Oh, you're going to throw this on me now.
I know what it is. It's all how your brain goes in and out of the REM sleeps. There's like REM stage 1 and 2, I believe. And there's a deep one, and then out coming back out. That's basically what it is. So, recommended, I think they say, like 7 to 9 circadian rhythms, roughly.
So, yeah, like for sleeping?
Yeah, for sleeping, I think it's roughly 7 to 9 circadian rhythms. So one rhythm is 90 minutes. So from the time you fall asleep, going through all the REM cycles to the beginning of the cycle again takes about roughly 90 minutes.
Right.
And then obviously it starts the pattern over again.
Actually, I just got done, I was coaching a client, and I was telling her, because she's been struggling with fatigue, like really intense fatigue during the day.
Okay.
And she is napping like during the day, and she feels bad about it, but I told her, I said, it's not, I'm like, if you need to nap during the day and you're able to, she's having an adrenal issue because she's so stressed. I said, you need the sleep. I said, but you either need to sleep for only about 20 minutes or you need to sleep for 90. And so you can either do a power nap, which you don't get into any of those like REM sleep cycles. And that way it sort of refreshes you, and you might be able to get up and say, okay, I'm refreshed. I took a rest. I'm okay. But if you nap for an hour and then you try to wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle, which is, like you said, 90 minutes long, right, you're going to feel super groggy.
You feel worse, I think.
Yes,
actually,
you feel worse. You'll feel more tired. So I think that's a really important distinction for people to make. So,
Johanna, you can only get 20-minute naps.
Right, either 20 or 90.
Hour and a half. I mean, that's way too long to leave me with Levi. Because who knows what's going to happen.
Oh, no. You let your wife nap for 90 minutes.
I know. I try to. So, yeah, we're talking about the sleep cycle. We're trying to figure out, what's best for you. We obviously have a bunch of different data, when you're younger as opposed to when you're older, how many hours of sleep, how many cycles you need. But everybody's different. That's kind of the premise of that. Some people need way more sleep than others. Kelly hasn't slept for 30 years, right. So I don't know how she's alive. But I feel... you know what? When I was younger, like 10 years ago, not that much younger, but I would stay up till like 4 in the morning, get like 3 hours of sleep, and be fine.
Right.
Why can't I go back to that? Because I would get so much more accomplished. Imagine how many video games I could play.
It just doesn't work that way, though, and I think it's a cumulative effect.
I think I'm getting old.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell is that? I'm not even 30 yet, and I feel old. So that's what we're figuring out. All right, circadian rhythm, sleep cycle. So you said before we started this podcast, you go by that to a T.
Not to a T.
Not
to a T, but I'm definitely, I try and keep a sleep schedule because I have struggled with sleep.
So what time do you go to bed?
I go to bed between 9 and 10. Usually by 9:30, I'm in bed.
God, that's so boring. I got to get my kid to go to bed at like 5. So I have someone.
You know what, though? So here's what I tell parents of young kids, though. Your schedule until they get a little bit older and they can sort of take care of themselves it is what it is. Because when Aaliyah...
He can eat it by himself. He can't change himself yet. So once he can change himself...
Even then, though, like, until Aaliyah was probably 5 or 6 years old, we had this whole bedtime routine we would do. And by the time we were done with it, it would be almost 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then I need downtime.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Yeah.
So at that point in my life, I wasn't going to bed until 11 or after most nights.
And then you get up at what time?
When at that point, I was probably getting up at 6.
So you got about 6 hours of sleep.
Yes.
All right. So you're telling me it's possible.
Sure.
I can do it.
It's possible.
I'm going to die.
But here's the thing, like, some people need more sleep than others. So are you one of those people that needs more?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
If you get 6 hours of
sleep...
sleep...
I think I'm lazy. At this point in my life, I think I'm just lazy.
Okay.
I am being lazy.
The only way that you're really going to know, I think, is if you're able to...
Get my ass out of bed at 4:30.
Right. Get up and consistently get 6 hours of sleep. And then after a couple weeks... Sort of like, how are you feeling during the day on only 6 hours of sleep?
Okay, so even before, when I was at work and I was doing that, like at like 12, 1 o'clock, I'd be tired. And I'd like fall asleep.
Really?
Yeah. But I also think it's because I'm bored.
Maybe.
No, I'm dead serious. Because, so let me give you, for instance. So I went to a business meeting with my new job, and I was like wide awake the whole meeting, come back wide awake the rest of the day. And sometimes I'm like sitting there just doing busy work, and I'm just like, I am going to die. I am so tired. It's because I feel like I'm unstimulated.
Right.
Like, I feel like I need to be working on something at all times in my brain.
Right.
Instead of just like...
You kind of need to be excited about something.
Well, I'm excited about being there. I just think I feel like I'm more of like, if there's a problem to solve, I can do it and I'll be fine.
Right.
But if I'm like just going through the humdrum, hey, I got to do this, and I'm like, get me out of here. I need to sleep.
Right. I think a lot of people experience that.
Yeah, maybe I just need to...
But I guess it depends on, like, if you really are feeling sleepy during the day, or if you know, when it's not really related to, like, whether you're bored or not, or if you're feeling crappy, you know, then you need to... Sometimes you just have to admit to yourself whether or not you need more or less sleep. I must be at a point in my life right now where I don't need as much sleep, because as much as it frustrates me, and you know, I tell people all the time, if you don't get enough sleep, it can cause weight gain and stuff. It's well known that sleep is connected, or lack of sleep is connected to things like weight gain. And so I've always got this thing in my mind like, going like, oh my God, I can't fall asleep. I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm going to get fat.
Oh my God.
This is the stuff that goes through my head. But recently, like I would say over the last 4 or 5 months, I usually go to bed at around 9:30, but I wake up at about 3:30 and I cannot go back to sleep. So I get up.
So then you need to stay up later.
No, because if I stay up until 11, I still get up at 3:30.
3:30? Are you kidding me?
But
if I woke up at 3:30 and couldn't go back to sleep, I would be done. I would be done.
Here's the thing. Here's why I'm not worried about this.
No way.
One, I wake up at 3:30 and I am like ready to jump out of bed and like work out and whatever.
So do you do all that stuff that early?
I do. Yep. I go downstairs, I have a cup of coffee, I work on the computer for about an hour, and then I get on the treadmill. So I feel good. And the other reason I'm not concerned is that I'm not feeling tired at all at any other time of the day. So I'm not hitting like a slump at 2 or 3 p.m. I'm not feeling like overly hungry all the time. I don't have... So I'm just thinking I'm at a stage in my life right now where I just don't need as much sleep.
She's perfect, is what she's telling you people.
I'm killing it.
Yeah, she's killing it. She doesn't need any sleep.
Come talk to me again in about 3 months.
Yeah, she's like, now I can run on 2 hours of sleep.
No.
It's amazing.
After I've started this new business and I am totally drained and burned out. Yeah.
No, she'll be fine. She'll sleep in the sauna.
I'll sleep in the sauna.
She'll lose like 60 pounds, be shredded, and she'll be like, woke up, like, I look amazing.
Local business owner dies in her own sauna.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, so I'm going to just do it. I'll go to bed at like 10:15.
Okay, so when you go to bed, are you able to just like fall asleep anytime you go to bed?
Most of the time, yes. There'll be like occasionally like 1 or 2 nights where I'm like, you know how you like fall asleep or you think you fall asleep and then you wake up and it's like an hour later.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I did not fall asleep or was I just laying there for an hour? So then I'll get up and do something and go back to sleep. But usually I can fall asleep pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people who are going to change their circadian rhythm or their sleep cycles, it's a really good thing to try and keep a regular sleep schedule and sort of because that can regulate your circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
But a lot of times if you're used to going to bed at 11 o'clock and you decide one night you're going to go to bed at 9, it just doesn't work out real good. Like I can't do that.
So let me think. Every circadian rhythm is 90 minutes. So if I go to bed at like 11:30, that'd be good.
You're missing out on that whole sleep cycle,
yeah,
though.
But I want to play video games.
Oh, well, if you want to play video games, then do that.
Yeah, I know. I want both. I want to play video games till I'm...
Want your cake.
I want everything.
Right,
it
you
sucks.
want everything. You want everything.
I have not enough time.
So I think like it could be really helpful here, though, to talk about... Now, if you don't have any trouble going to sleep and staying asleep, good for you. But a lot of people do have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep.
Well,
and
my wife does because she has to get up every time Levi's like, meh. So.
Right. And again, if you have young kids that are not sleeping through the night, unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do to regulate your sleep cycle in that instance.
Or you just get a padded room, you stick them in there, it's soundproof, you're good.
All right. Just, I promise you, it gets better. Your kids will get older, and you will sleep again someday.
So basically, I have to pound out how many more kids, and in 5 years after that one's ready, I can finally do what I want.
Yes, pretty much.
It's like 10 years.
Well, nobody's forcing you to have...
I know. It's my own desires, I guess.
You see how I only have one?
Yeah, I know.
I like sleep.
Well.
It's great when I can actually sleep. So... But what's really helped me, because I do not fall asleep easily, I do not stay asleep, I wake up very easily in the middle of the night. What has really helped me is having like a very consistent bedtime routine.
Do you have earplugs?
No, I don't wear earplugs because I'm a mom. And I'm constantly afraid that I would not hear something.
Someone break it in your house?
Yes, breaking in my house, or, the kiddo crying, or, whatever it may be, the dogs barking or something. But
I have great sleep because I don't hear any of that stuff.
No, my husband is like that too. He can.
It's a big rock.
He can fall asleep in 30 seconds. 30 seconds after his head hits the pillow, he's asleep, and a 747 could crash into our backyard, and he would not wake up.
That's awesome. It's the best thing ever. Only dads can do it, apparently.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
You know what? When Aaliyah was a baby and she was, infant stage, we'd just gotten her home and she was up every hour and a half and I was having to feed her, and he would be snoring next to me. And sometimes he would kind of wake her up right after she'd just gotten back to sleep. There were a couple of nights where he doesn't even know it. He almost didn't make it through.
You haven't told him?
No. I mean, I had the pillow, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, man.
That's hilarious. Oh, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to ask Johanna then. I don't even want to know that answer.
If you wake up and she's standing over you, just say, hey, baby, I'll take the kiddo for a little bit.
She did do this one time. We were sleeping or something, and she puts her hand on my neck. She's like, I could choke you. I'm like, what? You're crazy.
I love it.
She did do that one time.
That's so
I do
funny.
remember that.
It's so funny. Yeah, that's when you say, baby, I'm going to take the little one for a little bit.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, nice.
And so I don't fall asleep easily. I don't stay asleep. So my bedtime routine has become really important for me. And there's a lot of things you could do for a bedtime routine. But for me, turning off the TV and the electronics is
Do you do that
must.
way before?
So you really need to do it at least an hour before, but, and I should have brought them up here to show you, I got these super awesome, and they're, my husband thinks they're like my old lady glasses.
Oh,
I got blue light blockers.
I hate those things.
Yeah?
I wore them at work, and I got headaches.
Yeah, you're not really supposed to wear them at work, though.
Yeah, but I'm looking at a computer all day.
I know, but the blue light blocking is really for nighttime when you don't want to get the blue light in your eyes because you want your brain to think it's time to go to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I do wear blue light blockers while I watch TV, like maybe an hour or so before I go to bed. And it's really, especially since like I have them over my other glasses.
Yeah, that's why.
I look like
She's got
such a dork.
contacts, and then she's got her blue light glasses on.
Oh my gosh, I look like such a dork, but I don't care because you know what? I've worn these blue light blockers now for I think 3 weeks, and I am falling asleep so much faster. It's incredible. You can download. You can also download blue light blockers on your devices. So yeah. So your computer, it's called Flux. It's f.lux.
Oh, okay.
So if you plug that into Google, you can download it. It's free. Apple, I think they have their own app. So you just have to turn it on your phone.
No, the only thing I do anything is play video games. There's no blockers on those unless I got glasses.
Well, you should get the glasses.
But I can fall asleep like that.
Well,
it doesn't even matter.
for now. You're getting old, remember?
Yeah, whatever.
I like to take a hot shower because the contrast between you get in the shower, it warms up your body, and then your body cools when you get out. That can induce sleep.
Okay.
I try to read a boring book. So instead of watching TV or scrolling Facebook, which
There's a
might
lot of
piss you
boring
off,
books out there.
there are a lot of boring books out there. So I try and read something that's boring, and then usually
Your anatomy book.
right.
That's what she's rated.
I read the old NPTI stuff. Takes me about one page.
Yeah, she's out.
So, also, it's really important. Like when I ask some of my female clients, I'll be like, are you getting tired on the couch in the evening? Like, yeah, I get really tired, and sometimes I kind of doze off. And I said, and are you able to go straight from your couch to your bed? Like, do you have to do anything in between there? And they're always like, well, I still have to brush my teeth and I have to wash my face. And I'm like, you need to do those things before you sit down on your couch. Because when you start to feel tired sitting on the couch, that is the moment where you want to go directly to your bed and lay down and go to sleep. If you do anything between between falling asleep on the couch and getting into your bed, you're going to wake up again. So you need to be ready for bed. And let's see here, what else?
Maybe I'm just a night owl. Maybe I just like to stay up too late.
You might be, for now. But things change, so be open to the change.
No. Nothing's changing.
Not eating huge meals is another one.
To go to sleep?
Well, like...
What about Thanksgiving? You eat so much food.
That's different.
And then you fall, and then you lay on the couch and you're just like...
Then you're in like a food coma.
You're
But,
out.
oh my gosh, you wake up just feeling like awful. Don't you?
I don't remember.
I do.
I'll let you know.
Right. But in general, eating a lot of food right before it actually interferes with your sleep cycles. It also interferes with your body's, ability to like cellular cleanup and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
Eating a lot before going to bed. I try and not eat anything 3 hours before bed. So we eat at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Yeah, I know. It's early. I'm like,
Oh my gosh. Is this what my life's going to be when I'm your age?
It is. You know what? If I had my way, I would eat dinner at 3 p.m. every day. Not eat anything afterwards.
Oh my God.
That's when I feel the best and I get better sleep. I know. I'm
Kelly's
old
like 100 years old.
No, I want to live like the European way. I want to eat I want to eat a healthy breakfast. I want to eat a huge ass meal at like 1 or 2 p.m. complete with wine. And then you take like a little nap, or a rest. And then in the evening, you might have like a small snack. That is the way to do it because your digestive power is at its peak capacity between the hours of noon and 2 p.m. So if you eat your biggest meal of the day, then you're better off anyway. They have it right.
Yeah, well, yeah, they say your gut has only like so many hours to digest everything.
Right. So that's the way I want to live. It's not that I'm being like an old person. I want to be like a Mediterranean.
Well, you better move to Bahamas soon.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So circadian rhythm. She's a pro at it. I'm gonna try it.
You have to be consistent.
I think it's just me being lazy. That's why I'm gonna chalk up to being lazy.
So what are you gonna do then?
I'm gonna have to literally put my alarm clock across the room.
I tell people to do that all the time.
But you know what? But I'm very good at like going across the room, turning back in bed.
Getting back in bed.
So it's like, damn it.
You need to listen to a TED Talk. It's by Mel Robbins, and she talks about the 5-second rule.
I've already heard it.
You've already heard it. Okay.
Maybe I need
what's your problem?
I need to download the Rocks alarm clock. It says, "Get out of the effing bed, wake up, sunshine." Maybe that's what I need. I have downloaded that, not recently, but a long time ago.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing. All right, so circadian rhythm. We're just kind of talking about it a little bit. I think we're almost done with it because I think
so.
So, 90 minutes. You need at least 7 to 9, and it's about 7 hours or more of sleep. Most people,
but like
if
I
you're
said,
Kelly, you go to bed at 9:30, you wake up at 3:30, and you're insanely crazy.
I'm insanely productive when I wake up at 3:30.
So good. So I will go to bed at 10:30 and wake up at 4:30. That's fine. It's only an hour difference.
Right.
I'm not getting up at if I go to bed at 9:30 one night and I wake up at 3:30 and I'm fine, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be so mad. But Kelly, I woke up at 3:30.
Hey, we can be 3:30 buddies
on a Sunday.
We can text each other at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, get out of here. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. We have wrapped up for today.
Woo woo.
New record. But like always, send us some questions, whatever you want us to cover. And obviously, if you have heard this one, it's going to be right around Thanksgiving time. So have a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Hey everyone, this is TJ and
Kelly
with the Initiative Project Podcast. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions you'd like us to cover, please email us at initiativepodcast@gmail.com. See you next time.